Good afternoon, everybody. Let's try that again. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. All right. Thank you all for coming to savor the flavor of Tampa International Airport. My name is Joe Lopano, and I'm privileged to be the CEO here at Tampa International Airport. I'm very excited about what we're going to experience today, but I'm also very proud, and I'm really proud of the accomplishments of our 573 aviation professionals that are on the Tampa International team. Let's give them a big round of applause, if you will. I also want to recognize a couple of individuals who work tirelessly on creating new food, beverage, and retail concepts for us. First of all, our Vice President, Damien Brooke. Damien, if you're here, please raise your hand. Probably in a meeting planning his next thing. And Mr. Bhavesh Patel, over here on the left. Bhavesh did a wonderful job. And I also want to say how delighted we are to have the best partners in the world who made this possible. And I'll introduce them in just a moment. But HMS Host and George Tinsley, and I'll introduce them in a moment. But this could not be possible without their partnership. And so, again, it takes a team to make great things happen. And we have a great team, from our mayor to our board of directors, and all the men and women who come out here every day to make this the 6th most loved airport in the world. And now, with these new concepts being introduced, we're providing our guests with world-class Tampa service and style. Now, let me introduce our mayor, Mayor Bob Buckhorn.
As Tampa's foodie mayor, this is an exciting day for me, not only because we're introducing a whole new product to the traveling experience here at Tampa International Airport, but I think it represents, and Joe embodies it, the turning of the page in this airport's development. I mean, the folks that preceded Joe Lopano really built this airport, gave us a great foundation upon which to stand, and Joe and his team are taking this airport to the next level. And I think the introduction of these products, some of whom are Tampa grown, they are Tampa owned, they represent everything that is good about this community, and all of the diversity that we celebrate every day is what makes us a special place. And so the culinary experience that our visitors and guests will have, not only this August when the eyes of the world will be watching us, for not only the 50,000 people that will be a part of the Republican National Convention, but understand this, that this August, other than the Olympics, this will be the most watched television event in the world. And that customer experience starts here when they get off an airplane and ends when they get back on an airplane. And the introduction of the Columbia and the Green Iguana and Mise en Place and Cigar City Brewery and all of the other different restaurants really is exciting for us. And so to host, and to Joe, and to this great staff, and to all of you that participated in this, understand that you are part of an exciting moment in Tampa International Airport's development. We truly have turned a page. This is the building of the next generation of TIA, and I couldn't be more excited about it because it's also the next generation of this great city. Our future is very bright. This airport is a big part of it. Let's go get it done. Thanks.
Let me just say that this mayor has turned in the page, too, so we're really proud of what you're doing, Mayor Buckhorn. I'd also like to, at this time, I'd like to introduce Dr. George Tinsley, the President and CEO of Tinsley Family Concessions, to come up and give us some brief remarks. Dr. Tinsley.
Good afternoon. On behalf of our company, Tinsley Family Concessions, and our group that's standing over there, raise your hands, guys. And we're excited about what's happening here today and what's happening in the future, and our business partner relationship with HMS Host, which we've had a long and great relationship, starting with our manager here that runs the airport, Tim Jewell, and his staff, along with Jeff Yablum and the region. We've had a great relationship over some 18 years and look forward to a continuing relationship. We're excited about the new concepts that are coming in on Airside Sea, where we have our joint venture with Cigar City Brewing Company and also the Shula's concepts, which hopefully the traveling public and each of you get an opportunity to experience. They've done a great job in preparing for you, and with the mock service, etc. So we're extremely excited about it, and excited to be here today, and excited to be a partner with this great airport, and under the leadership of our administration here. So thank you, and look forward to seeing you down the road.
And now, this wouldn't be possible without our partners at HMS Host, and we went to them and said, you know, we really need some new concepts. We want to bring Tampa into the airport. We want to bring some of the favorite places of Tampa out here so people who just come in for a business trip will understand what our community is about. HMS Host didn't hesitate. They stood up, came here with money, investments, and capital, and I want to thank them for that and introduce their CEO, Tom Frick. Tom, please come up.
Thank you. I have one of the great privileges and honors in this country to be associated with a company like HMS Host. And I want to welcome you all to today's celebrations. It's nice to hear all the thanks and congratulations, but I have to tell you, it's we who should be thanking you, the folks here in Tampa. It's great to be challenged by our partners. It's great to be asked to deliver new concepts, fresh concepts, and I think that the folks at our company have done that. I've had a chance today to go out and see everything but the green iguana, which I'm anxious to go see. I haven't had a chance to sample everything yet, so I'm also anxious to do that. I do know where the Cigar City Brewing Company is. I know we're going there a little bit later. And I have to say it is the only operating brewery in an airport in the United States right now, which we're very excited about and very happy. So it's we're thrilled. We're grateful for the partnership. We're grateful for the relationship. We have for the last 115 years been working very hard to make the Travelers' Days better, and we hope now that in Tampa that we've done just that. So we're very excited, and on behalf of the 835 associates of HMS Host that work here in the airport, we thank you, and we look forward to many, many years together. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you to all of our speakers. Thank you to our mayor, who's got a very busy schedule. He never really has 4 minutes between appointments, so I appreciate you being here, Mayor. And thank you to our press corps for being here and covering a very exciting day. Now for the fun, okay? So now we depart for the ribbon cutting and photos and so on, and we go out and try some of this wonderful food. So thank you all for being here today, and come with us and enjoy. Thank you.
Here we are today, and still making bean soup the way we used to. And what took my great-grandparents 3.5 weeks to come by ship from Spain, you can leave Tampa International Airport and be in Spain in less than 11 hours. So to have a taste of what made Tampa, the cigar industry, the flavors of the Cuban sandwich created by the Cubans that came in, their ham, the pork, the salami from the Italian immigrants, the cheese and the pickles and mustard from the Germans that immigrated. We show the diversity that what is Tampa today and what made the Columbia famous since 1905. We're thankful to the host and to the Tampa International Airport Authority for allowing us a dream of mine to make it come true. So I remember my dad, Caesar, saying, we hope that one day that we might be able to give those people visiting, as they leave a taste of Tampa, going back home. We're going to encourage them to take a Cuban sandwich back home to their loved ones, to take a 1905 salad, and maybe a sangria mix. But on behalf of all our family, the first 3 generations that made the Columbia aren't here, but we're proud to have the 4th generation, my brother and I, who represent the 4th, and the 5th generation members, and we even have a member of the 6th generation. But what makes this important? We wanted to make sure we have a family committed. And I'm very honored that Casey Casimiro Gansmart Jr., my nephew, is the general manager of this property. So he carries on the tradition founded by his great-great-grandparents in 1905. Come on, don't be shy. Handsome young man. You want to say a couple words? Go ahead.
Wow. I definitely didn't expect this one. When I got a phone call 4 months ago from my uncle telling me, hey, you know, can you come meet me at the corporate office? I didn't really know what to expect, so a meeting between himself, Kurt Gaither, our CEO, and my father, they all said, well, it's happening. We're gonna start a restaurant in the airport. I said, amazing, great. I said, okay, well, you're gonna run it. So you know, everything happens for a reason, and you know, I'm ecstatic that they allowed me the opportunity to be here, to work with Host, to work with you know, this great company, and the partnership we've created has been amazing. What we've been able to do here has been amazing. You know, it took a lot of people from all over the place to make this happen. Every family member has had a bit of something. A piece of them is in here. You know, from my great-great-grandparents to my great-grandparents to my grandparents. Every single person has been involved. And we're definitely happy to be here in the airport. And like Mama said, to share with the people that may have not got the opportunity to go to one of our other restaurants on their last flight out, to be able to you know, to taste and be part of the tradition that we built over 107 years ago. So happy that we're here, and we're here to stay. So thank you all for being here. And we're just ready to make some nice CO5 salads.
It smells very good. Very good.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to welcome you to the opening of Shula's Bar and Grill and for Shula Burger Outlet here at Tampa International in the Southwestern AirTran airside section. We're very excited about this opportunity to be here. We've had a great run since 1994 with our steakhouse down the road here at the Continental in the West Shore area since 1994. So we feel like we're part of the community, and we're very, very excited when we learned that we had an opportunity to partner with HMS Host and with the Tinsley Group, and becoming part of this bid, part of the new enhanced food and beverage offerings here at Tampa International. So thank you very much for being here. Positive that you're going to have a great experience. Our team has been through training camp, as we call it in our football language. And have a special guest here, somebody that inspired all this for us, one that set the standard a long time ago in 1972, 40 years ago. And you know, all of us strive for perfection in whatever we'd like to do. Nobody ever wants to be a part of a team or do something where you come out halfway. You know, you win half of your games, or you get you know, you're average in anything. You want to do something that's perfect and special. And standing next to me is somebody sitting next to me is somebody that actually was able to achieve that with an entire team, and the only team that's ever done that in the history of the NFL prior to and since then. And we know that now that's been 40 years. So somebody that sets these standards for us very high, and what we try to do as a restaurant company every day. We've got a great team here in Tampa that's going to put out great food and service and beverage for you. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce the proprietor of our Shula's restaurant empire now, as we stretch around the country, my dad, Don Shula.
Thank you, Dave, for the great introduction. It's a real pleasure to be here in Tampa for the opening of the restaurant. I'd like to introduce my wife, Mary Ann. Bob Tracy met Mary Ann for the first time. He looked at me, he said, "Coach, in football terms, you outkicked your coverage."
Get attention, Colonel. This is going to be a final boarding call.
We've enjoyed our life together, and we enjoy going to openings and being a part of the community when we open a new restaurant in the Pacific area. But Tampa has been very special to us. We've had a lot of success in the other restaurant that we have in Tampa. Although there was one time after the Super Bowl in Tampa, the Steelers were in the Super Bowl, and they rented out the whole hotel, the restaurant, and everything else where they were staying. So my wife and I were at the Super Bowl, and we decided to leave a couple of minutes early and get back to the hotel and go into the restroom and watch the last couple of minutes on TV in the bar area. So we get back and we try to get into the bar area. There's a guard standing there. And he said, there's a private party the Steelers are having and nobody's allowed in. I said, but that's my name up there. I'm Don Sewell, that's my name. I'm the wrestler. And this guard was a redneck guy that didn't know anything about who I was or what I did. I was told that nobody gets in here. So, I wanted to have a fight right there. They wouldn't let me, so we ended up going upstairs to our room and watching the rest of the game on TV. But that was the only negative thing that I can remember about our experience in Tampa. And we're just happy about this and the way that it's turned out, and the people that have been responsible for this. And I just know that Dave and his team are going to do a great job. And that's what it's about, teamwork. And I found that out a long time ago. You got to surround yourself with good people and then let them do the job. And that's what we've done. That's what I did in football. And that's what Dave has done in the restaurant business. And this is just another step, hopefully, in the right direction. Thank you for being here and being a part of this ribbon cutting ceremony. Thank you.
Go ahead and cut the ribbon. Cut. Very good.
I am Susan Stackhouse. I am the CEO and owner of Stellar Partners, based right here in Tampa. This has been a really busy week for us, and a party week too. On Friday, we celebrated the inaugural flight of Edelweiss Air.
Just gonna put it up a little bit. Keep going.
And for my company, that is a particularly big deal because we operate the duty-free concession here at the airport. But it's important to everybody here at the airport and very important to the Tampa Bay community. So we're still partying today. In the landside terminal, we operate 3 stores. We operate Mineworks and Ron John Surf Shop, and you're going to see those when we go on the tour. And we operate this beautiful store, Swarovski. We operate 40 stores in total in 10 airports around the country, but we don't have the opportunity to open a new store in our hometown every day. So we are particularly excited about our latest store, Swarovski. I'd like to thank the airport management, Joe and Babish and their team and the HMS host team for having faith in us and allowing us to bring Swarovski to you. This is our second Swarovski store, and it's already off to a great start. I'd also like to thank the management of Swarovski for entrusting us with their world-class brand. Thank you, Jim. And introduce you to the Director of Licensed Boutiques for Swarovski, Mr. Jim Fox.
Thank you, Susan, and good afternoon, everybody. I have about a 20-minute speech prepared, but I was asked to cut it to 3 sentences, so I'm going to but anyway, I'm really happy to be here today representing Swarovski and joining you today at Tampa International Airport. I really just want to congratulate the airport on the fine job they've done in developing new retail shops and restaurants. Swarovski is delighted to be part of the concession program here at Tampa Airport. This is actually our second, this retail design is called Crystal Forest. It is a retail design that has been introduced worldwide with much consumer success, and it's only the second airport in the United States that actually has this design. So we're thrilled to be part of the program here at Tampa, and thank you very much.
And now, do we cut the ribbon?
Yes.
Oh, very good.
Hi, and welcome to the Iguana. Glad you're here. My name is Von Steele, and I work for corporate, and I am here to just thank you very much for honoring Green Iguana as being one of the restaurants selected to represent Tampa at the airport. We're just delighted. We have Rick Calderoni and Alan Fosco here, and on behalf of all the employees and everybody that makes the concept what it is, we just really thank you. And this is our corporate chef, Anthony Schick.
How you doing, and welcome. For over 20 years, the Green Iguana has been the premier Tampa location for great music, great drinks, and great burgers. And most recently, in 2012, as victors of the Burger Showdown, the Green Iguana has sealed the deal as the #1 burger spot in Tampa Bay. And I'd like to take this time and this opportunity to invite you all to come to Airside and try the Green Iguana, or try one of our 5 Bay Area locations, and you will soon discover why the Green Iguana is the undisputed burger champion of Tampa Bay. Thank you.
3, 2, 1, hold. And go ahead and cut the ribbon, eyes and me. Very good.
So I started Cigar City Brewing out of love and with passion for 2 things. Beer, obviously, and I remain as infatuated with the beer that our talented brewers created as I was with the first batch of beer that we brewed at Cigar City Brewing back in January of 2009. But my other love, and it really holds no less of a place in my heart, is the Cigar City of Tampa itself. And I'm truly proud to call Cigar City my home. The admiration I have for my birthplace is reflected in the names, recipes, and graphics of Cigar City Brewing's products. I consider every bottle of beer we produce my chance to share a little slice of Tampa's history and culture, and that's why I'm so thrilled to be here today. From this very airport, I have set out on journeys across this country and many others. As a beer lover, my first order of business when I arrive in a new destination is to sample the local brew. I've been fortunate enough to try a veritable United Nations worth of international beer, as well as ales and lagers from most of the 50 states. Today, it gives me great pleasure to know that visitors flying into the Tampa Bay area have access not just to an American-made beer, or even a Florida-made beer, but a beer made in the city of Tampa, not 10 minutes from where we stand today, by people who live, work, and play in Tampa Bay, and who share with me a love and fascination with both great beer and the great city of Tampa. Thank you very much. On behalf of me and everyone at Cigar City Brewing, it's great to be in the Tampa International Airport. And I'd like to now pass it over to Justin Clark, our Vice President, who's going to unveil the logo for our new beer, and bring on Ben Romano, our pilot brewer, who created the recipe and is going to be brewing the beer here at this location. So give it up for those guys.
How's everybody doing? We're really excited to be here, and I just wanted to touch on the fact that Cigar City Brewing, it's real important to us to do what we say and say what we're going to do, and HMS hosts had to jump through a lot of hoops so we can actually brew beer here. The beer that we're unveiling today is going to be brewed right out here in the Tampa International Airport by our head brewer, our head pilot brewer, Ben Romano. He's going to be out here brewing as you're taking your flights. We're going to be producing beer that you can drink out here at the airport. So since we're doing a beer exclusively for the airport, we thought it had to have an aeronautical name. So we've decided to name this beer Tony Jannus Pale Ale, as Tony Jannus flew the first ever commercial flight in the world in between Tampa and St. Petersburg. So we thought the name would fit. A pale ale is going to be a sessionable beer that'll satisfy most all passengers. If I can turn it over to Ben Romano, and he'll explain the recipe a little bit more to you, and we will unveil the logo. Thanks again for having us out here.
This is just an American Pale Ale that is brewed with a whole bunch of hops. So low in alcohol, but not very bitter, and a lot of late edition hops, so it has a very nice citrusy aroma to it. And you can have quite a few without... Oh yeah, I forgot. There's also a touch of cedar, just to stick with the Cigar City name. We love throwing cedar in our beer, so there's just a little hint of cedar in the finish. And there it is.
Thank you guys very much. We invite you over to try some Tony Jannus Pale Ale.